Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mouthing Off with Mike, the only wrestling podcast that is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially time to go ahead and get on the road, ladies and gentlemen. That road being the road to WrestleMania, because this Saturday in Indianapolis, Indiana, we've got the 2025 Royal Rumble. And right here, right now, on Mouthing Off with Mike, we are going to get into the predictions for this premium live event to kick us off on the road to WrestleMania 41 in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's get into it right now, folks, shall we? Welcome in to Mouthing Off with Mike. It has been quite some time since it was you and I and me and you, and here on Spotify and Apple and YouTube and all of the other places that you can listen and or watch podcast on. It's great to be back, ladies and gentlemen. I have been away. Well, I wouldn't say away, because you can catch me on Boom Broadcasting after Raw, SmackDown, and any of those premium live events and pay-per-views for the nightcap. So I have not really been active here on my own channels, resources. Everyone's got a lot going on these days. The world is very hectic for all of us. But I am super excited, ladies and gentlemen, for this year's Royal Rumble. At the time of this recording, we have 4 matches. Boop, 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 boop. Right there. That's for the audio listeners, that's me going boop, boop, and then popping up the match cards. It's been a while. This is gonna be this beginning portion is gonna be a little rough here around the edges, but we've got 4 matches announced. We've got the women's and men's Royal Rumbles, respectively. We have a 2 out of 3 falls WWE Tag Team Championship match, and we have a WWE Undisputed Championship ladder match. So let's start off here with the first match that I would like to start off with, because it's my show. I'm going to start off with the Tag Team 2 out of 3 Falls Championship match, which will see DIY take on former friends, now bitter enemies, the Motor City Machine Gun. Throw that up there for the one time. DIY, ever since, faking everyone out, especially Johnny Gargano. Great acting, I have to say there, Mr. Wrestling. Johnny Wrestling. Johnny and Ciampa regained the Tag Team Championship from Motor City Machine Guns on an episode of SmackDown a couple weeks ago. Ever since then, Motor City has been chasing them, and DIY has escaped them each time. But now it is finally time to put this to bed. We've got the Motor City Machine Guns, and we've got DIY 2 out of 3 Falls matches. And if you're a DIY fan, I'm sure you're familiar with some of the 2 out of 3 Falls matches the DIY has had. FTR, most notably, one of the most talked about tag team wrestling matches in NXT at that time, and up to this day still. Even FTR over in AEW still talk about it very highly as one of their top matches that they've ever performed in. Motor City Machine Gun. This is a tough one for me, man. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, some of the best tag team wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of wrestling boots. This is tough for me, man. DIY has been really solid as the champs. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the win to the Motor City Machine Guns. I think DIY as the heels here and Motor City Machine Guns as the faces, I think it makes a lot of sense for Motor City to win the titles back in a showcase match of tag team wrestling between 2 of the best tag teams in WWE right now. And I think it makes all the sense in the world for at the end of this whole rivalry, Motor City Machine Guns become 2-time tag team champions, adding yet another accolade to their already Hall of Fame tag team wrestling career. All right, I'm not going to save them to the last two, so we're going to get into one of them. Let's start off here with the Women's Royal Rumble match. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 30 women. We have a handful of confirmed superstars from both Raw and SmackDown in the Royal Rumble this year. We've got Bianca, we've got Naomi, we've got Nia, we've got Bayley, we've got Charlotte, we've got Lyra Valkyria, we've got Chelsea Green, we've got Ivy Nile, we've got Mi Shin, but that's not what we really want to talk about here. We've got Io Sky. How could I forget the genius of the Sky? We got to talk about those surprises for the Women's Royal Rumble. And every year we know we get those surprise entrants in the men's, in the women's, sometimes more in one than the other. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's just for, the crowd reaction, that element of surprise, keep you on your toes. This year is a very interesting year for the Royal Rumble, for the women specifically, because a lot of us know, as first reported by Fightful, Jordynne Grace is no longer a TNA knockout. She is no longer under a TNA contract, and if you were a betting man or woman, you pretty much know where Jordynne Grace is going. She's going to WWE. This will be Jordynne Grace's, I believe, second appearance. Potentially third in the Women's Royal Rumble. So I'm putting Jordynne Grace as a surprise entrant here in this match. Now, of course, TNA, WWE have a partnership. It's been announced. NXT and TNA is a big thing right now. So I'd be remiss if I didn't discuss, maybe we see the current NXT Women's Champion, Julia, make an appearance. Of course, former NXT Women's Champion, The Prodigy, Roxanne Perez, is a name to definitely keep in mind, as well as maybe Stephanie Vacour, and of course, Cora Jade in the mix there. Sol Ruka, Kalani Jordan are some honorable mentions I'll put there, and dare I say maybe even a Shotzi or a Gigi Dolan. I don't think we'll see that many from NXT. I think we'll probably cap that out at maybe 3 or 4. So you got to figure the women's champ, Julia, maybe Steph, maybe Roxanne, maybe Cora would be my top 4 for the NXT. Jordynne Grace, 100%. I am putting the farm on that one. Jordynne will be in the Royal Rumble this year. Now let's talk about some legends here on the women's side. Maybe some divas. Little ode to the past, the women that paved the way for the women that we see here on our television screens. I would be remiss again if I don't mention a woman who has been taking the town by storm over the past couple months here, after kind of finally getting back into conversations about wrestling. That is my good friend Ryan's favorite diva of all time. That is Layla. I'm going to say right now, right here, we might see Layla in the Royal Rumble. I'm also going to tell you, I wouldn't be shocked to see Becky Lynch in the Royal Rumble this year as well. We haven't seen her since May of last year. It is January, and the Royal Rumble is one of the man's favorite matches. She's a winner there. She's won 2019, so might see her. There's another name right here above my head. You see her, Alexa Bliss. A lot of murmurs, a lot of rumors. Alexa's on her way back. Could we see Alexa return at the Royal Rumble? There's a strong chance. Could we see an interaction with her and Sister Abigail, also known as Nikki Cross, former tag team champions, former best friends? No love lost there. And of course, let's finish it off here with the first 2 entrants in the Royal Rumble. I'm telling you right here, right now, much like she did last year, she's going to be one of the first 2 entrants in the Royal Rumble. That's going to be the role model, Bayley. Give me Bayley starting this Rumble off again. And of course, You got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. Let's get crazy. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's rehash a feud from last year's WrestleMania. Let's have number 2 entry, or number 1 in this case. Let's do Io Sky at number 1 and Bayley at number 2. And don't keep in mind, also, while we're on the subject of Io Sky and Damage Control, Asuka is another name we could see return at the Royal Rumble. There are a lot of different scenarios that could take place here in the Women's Royal Rumble. I don't know who could possibly win this match, to be honest with you. I think this match could go to just about anyone. I honestly, for both of these Rumble matches, I really couldn't tell you right now. And this is the prediction episode. I'm here. We're recording. I got to give you a winner. But let's start with the last 4 in the match. I'm going to say the last 4 in the match are going to be Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, and number 4. They're not gonna like this one, I don't think. You're gonna like this one. I'm gonna shoot from the hip here. Number 4, the final 4. The Juggernaut, Jordynne Grace. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's your final 4. Bianca, Charlotte, Io, Jordynne Grace. That is a hell of a way to make Jordynne Grace feel like a A-plus player with the women in WWE and across the board. That is a great way to start her run in WWE. My prediction here... This is tough. My prediction is that it's tough, folks. It's tough, I'm telling you. My prediction is Bianca Belair wins the Royal Rumble. No, I take it back. We're going back. My prediction is Io Sky wins the Royal Rumble and is the Iron Woman this year in the Women's Royal Rumble. There you have it, folks. Io Sky, your 2025 Women's Royal Rumble winner. Let's see what happens Saturday afternoon in Indy. Let's take a look here at the next match here on the card, which will see the current WWE Undisputed Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, defend his championship against the Canadian Dream, son of a tech analyst, Kevin Owens, and his WWE Winged Eagle Championship. Both belts will be held high above the ring in a ladder match. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since we've seen or had a hell of a ladder match that had a blood feud behind it. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, former friends turned bitter enemies. That's usually how that whole wrestling thing works, right? Kevin Owens, jealous. Shawn Michaels called him out. He almost ate a package pile driver for it, but KO ate a sweet chin music at Saturday night's main event. Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes this past week on Raw. I'm sure Kevin Owens is going to attack Cody Rhodes on SmackDown when we get to Friday. Well, SmackDown would have already happened when you're... No, SmackDown would have already happened when you're watching. They're probably watching this on Thursday, so SmackDown's tomorrow, technically. So, Kevin Owens will probably attack Cody Rhodes again tomorrow. Cody Rhodes, reaching 300 days as WWE Undisputed Champion, amidst all the critics, the haters, and of course, the Bloodline fans in denial that Roman Reigns is not their champion anymore. Cody Rhodes will defend in a ladder match, one of the most grueling matches in WWE. Could take years off of your career. Could really set Cody up on a trajectory here on the road to WrestleMania where he's nursing some injuries. Could that play a role in Cody Rhodes' road to WrestleMania this year? Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens are going to probably have a match of the night. I think this ladder match could be a match of the year candidate. What more could you want? It's a vicious rivalry surrounded by a friend turned into a foe, who is jealous, who feels that Cody is a hypocrite, when in reality, Kevin Owens himself has become the very thing that he thought Cody was, and what he despised of Cody is now what he is. A hypocrite. It's the same thing that happened to Drew. Same thing. I love professional wrestling in this era of, I guess, Triple H, the Paul Levesque era. Because a heel is not just a bad person to be a bad person. Yeah, there are some like that. But with Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens, they've become the result of their environment. They are justified because Kevin is right in a sense. A lot of the things that Kevin said is right. I think this is going to be a very, very story-driven match. I think we're going to see some hesitation here on both sides from both of these men, which may end up costing Kevin this match, maybe Cody this match. I don't think Cody will lose the title on the road to WrestleMania. That would make for a very, very interesting turn of events. Like, imagine Cody losing to Kevin Owens earlier in the night, and then Cody entering the Rumble to win his third Rumble to get a guaranteed title match at WrestleMania against Kevin Owens. That'd be fucking nuts. It makes no sense, but does it make sense a little bit? It does, doesn't it? I don't think that's the direction we head in. But I do think we will see Cody Rhodes retain his WWE Championship in a grueling, vicious ladder match. I expect Kevin Owens to get put through a ladder from the top of the ladder. Kevin Owens is going to take some crazy bumps. Cody probably hit that Cody cutter off the top of the ladder like he's hit before to Sammy Guevara in AEW in his final match. So I expect to see that from Cody here to KO. I'm expecting some shenanigans potentially, maybe with the new bloodline. I'm doubtful in that. But I think you could really argue for Cody winning this in a very, maybe not so Cody characteristic way. CM Punk referenced that the title changes a man. You know, you lose your friends, you become tired, you become worn down, the life gets to you, the call times, being early, having to do this show and that show and be here and go there and see this person and kiss this baby and shake this hand. I don't know, maybe, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you get your wish and you eventually get a heel Cody Rhodes. But for now, Cody Rhodes will retain at the Royal Rumble, and I guess we'll have to await who Cody Rhodes' challenger at WrestleMania will be, because after this next match, we'll know who Gunther or Cody will be facing at WrestleMania. Let's talk the Men's Royal Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the final match on my predictions. Like I said, if there are any additional matches added to the Royal Rumble Premium Live event, make sure you stay tuned to my socials at MOWM_ podcast as well. Make sure you tune in to the Nightcap Friday night on Boom Broadcasting for the SmackDown Nightcap, of course. But if a match is added from SmackDown, I will cover it and do the predictions on that show with whomever my co-host may be Friday night. I have no idea. I'm not very good at planning, but let's go ahead and tackle this Men's Royal Rumble, which on paper, with the entries that have been announced up to this point, could very well be one of the greatest Royal Rumbles in history. Pun intended on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got John Cena, as you see the t-shirt, the towel, the other towel, those two towels, the picture. You got John Cena everywhere. I'm a big John Cena guy. I'm going to be absolutely heartbroken on the final episode of Raw when he is hanging him up, leaves the Reebok pumps in the middle of the ring with the jean shorts and the hat. I'm going to be bawling like a baby, bawling like an absolute baby, bawling my eyes out. We got John Cena. We got LA Knight. Yeah. We got Jey Uso. Yeet. We got Shinsuke Nakamura. We got Penta Zero Miedo. We got Roman Reigns, the only tribal chief. I'm sure we'll get Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu. We got Rey Mysterio, the master of the 619. We got Drew McIntyre. We got Seth friggin' Rollins. We got the Second City Saint, CM Punk. What more could you want out of this Royal Rumble on paper? There's more names that I'm probably forgetting off the top of my head at this very moment. Probably Braun Breaker in the mix. You got who? You got probably Andrade in that bad boy. Who knows? I don't know, but there's going to be a lot of action here in this match, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with the surprises in the men's Royal Rumble. And ladies and gentlemen, say his name, please, and he will appear. I'm going to tell you right now that the current TNA World Champion, that's my man Joe Hendry, will be making his WWE main roster debut in the Royal Rumble. That is definitely happening. Men's surprises, I don't see too many coming. I see a lot more NXT surprises happening than maybe legends and throwbacks of the sort. You could make a couple different arguments. We'll probably get a Randy Orton return. We'll probably get an AJ Styles return. I'm assuming it's a safe bet. You'll expect to see some other TNA wrestlers in this bad boy. Outside of Joe Hendry, maybe a Nick Nemeth. That'd be fun. Wouldn't it be a fun spot to have Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, come out as Nick Nemeth and then get eliminated and then come back out as Dolph Ziggler? I think that'd be funny. Little ode to Mick Foley and his Royal Rumble with the Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind appearances. TNA superstars, I think you could maybe see in this one. Maybe Santino Marella. Let's get wild. Santino Marella. John Cena. I would love to see Santino and John Cena have an interaction in the Royal Rumble. That'd be fucking top notch, dog. That would be so funny. Let's get a wild card. Throw Santino in the mix. Definitely Joe Hendry. I think you're gonna see the Ruler, the current NXT champ, Oba Femi in this bad boy. Definitely a Trick Williams. Ethan Page, the name to definitely keep an eye on. I would also maybe even make an argument that you could see The Rock in this match. I don't know. I put an asterisk next to him. Who knows what his schedule is looking like. We know John Cena's filming a movie right now, too, so he's playing double duty. Maybe The Rock will decide, you know what? If Cena can do it, I can do it. This is a tough one, the men's Royal Rumble, because I feel like they're going to load this up with a lot of the main roster talent because they have a lot of talent that they could use in this match. It could be one of the best in-ring Rumbles we've seen in a long time with the level of talent we have, right? John Cena, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. The list goes on. Penta. Think about the kind of fun interactions we could see in this match. John Cena and Penta having a quick little 2-minute, brush of the dust there as like a teaser. Oh, John Cena, mixing it up with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller one more time. Cena having an interaction with Breakker, Kaiser, Sheamus, Punk, Seth, Roman. There's the potential is unlimited for these fun little interactions we could see with Cena in this match. Cena may not get to have all those matches against all the people that we want him to wrestle on his farewell tour. And the Royal Rumble is a great place to kind of give you a little taste of that or a little teaser of like, hey, look, that's how this match would have went if they would have actually gotten a full match. And I always thought that was really cool about the Royal Rumble was that you got to see these different pairings going at it and different circumstances taking place around it. I think this Royal Rumble is going to be a big device for the road to WrestleMania and a lot of these rivalries. Obviously, you could say Sami Zayn is in this. He could be eliminated by a Drew McIntyre. He could eliminate Seth. He could screw over Punk. Kevin Owens could make an entrance if he doesn't win the title in the ladder match later on if this match ends the show or if Cody and KO kick off the show, whatever the case may be. The potential is unlimited. But I think the big surprise for the men is going to be Joe Hendry. I will stand on business. I think you could see Santino in this or Santina in the women's. I think that'd be kind of pissy. Like, that'd be kind of lame, but it'd be kind of funny. I love Santino Marella. That's my guy. Let's talk about the first two in the men's Royal Rumble. In the women's, I said Io and Bayley. Reignite a rivalry. In the men's, I say let's get nuts and reignite an even fresher rivalry for the first two participants in the Royal Rumble. Actually, no, because I don't think he could be in one. I was going to say Punk and Drew to start. Yeah, fuck it. It's my prediction. Let's go. Let's say it. Let's get a little crazy here. Punk and Drew, let's start the show. Let's start the Rumble with Punk and Drew kicking it off. Beating each other up in the very match that Drew McIntyre tore CM Punk's tricep last year. Let's have Drew and Punk kick this off. Actually, the more I say about it, the more that makes sense. Let's do it. Punk and Drew. Number 1, Punk. Number 2, Drew McIntyre. Number 3, let's get nuts. Let's get Seth in the mix. Number 4, let's get even crazier. Throw Cena in there. I know our good friend Rick 8-Bit. He wants Cena to be the Iron Man. I could see it, dude. You could go Cena and Punk to start. You could go Cena and Seth to start. There's a possibility there. I'll give it to you. If it happens, I'll give you credit. But I'm saying Punk and Drew starts. Your last 4. Whew. The last 4 of the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns. CM Punk. Seth Rollins. And John Cena. And your 2025 Royal Rumble winner will be CM Punk. You didn't see that one coming, folks. CM Punk is going to win the men's 2025 Royal Rumble and finally get his WrestleMania main event against Cody Rhodes or the Ring General Gunther. And I think after this past Monday, I think we're very close to seeing Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk in Las Vegas, Nevada at WrestleMania 41. Ladies and gentlemen, these have been my WWE Royal Rumble predictions. Make sure you tune in later today on Boom Broadcasting for Wrestling of Destiny host Sean's Royal Rumble predictions. You might see a familiar face on the show like me or Mike Davis or Shannon Smith because the Boom Boys are getting together to do some Royal Rumble predictions for all of you on Boom Broadcasting. So make sure you go check those out after you watch this or listen to this on the audio side. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in for an absolute incredible Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is one of my favorite premium live events of the year, right up there with WrestleMania and right up there, of course, with Survivor Series and Money in the Bank. I think this year's Royal Rumble, between the men, Cody Rhodes, the tag match, and the women's match, if it stays 4, this has the potential to be a perfect Royal Rumble match card. Let's see what surprises we get. I still think we're going to see some big-time surprises in the women's match, and I think we're going to see a couple surprises in the men's match, with the biggest one being, of course, Joe Hendry. Overall, I am very excited. Make sure you subscribe, comment down below, tell me who your final 4s are in the Royal Rumble matches, and tell me who you got winning this year's men's and women's Royal Rumbles. Ladies and gentlemen, we're speeding on the road to WrestleMania, and I'm going to be right there with you in the driver's seat all the way to WrestleMania in Vegas. So don't miss out. Subscribe to Mouthing Off with Mike. Subscribe to Boom Broadcasting and go out there and enjoy professional wrestling. I'm out of here, folks. The countdown is done. 3, 2, 1.